ready now.
Like any console with distinctive controls, the Wii U endured a few rough months as developers tried either to figure out the intricacies of the gamepad or downright ignored them. Avengers: Battle for Earth opted for the former, with Ubisoft Quebec focusing its systems around gamepad swipes. It's a noble idea, and with more exploration could have made for a standout experience. Unfortunately, it ends up rendering the fighting shallow, lacking the depth needed to sustain interest through its already brief runtime, and making it a poor option next to other Wii U fighters like Tekken Tag Tournament 2 and Injustice. As a 2 vs 2 fighter, gameplay relies either on the drawing of the gamepad or motion controls of the Wii Remote and Nunchuck. The former is definitely preferable, as the Wii motion doesn't feel quite right, often failing to register inputs correctly. But even the gamepad controls aren't perfect, as some zigzag motions prove unresponsive and a delayed input can result in cheap misses when attacking. Oddly, gamepad controls confine you to the screen of the pad unless you have a Wiimote handy to swap the camera on your TV. It seems like a weird oversight, one of many which give the impression of a rushed product, such as a lack of unlockable costumes for most of the cast, and not being able to use the scroll form of fighters from the story.
Super kick!
But the killer is that the core of Avengers, the fighting, is sorely lacking. Along with standard attacks, and being able to change between two fighters on the fly, you'll use swipes to perform specials. Dealing or taking enough damage allows you to perform combo breakers and ultra specials. There is a combo system, where using launchers allows you to chain multiple specials together and even tag your partner in to do co-op combos. But these can't salvage a fighting system which lacks depth, boiling down to a basic game of rock paper scissors with a roster of 20 fighters that all feel the same, but for aesthetic differences. Not even fan favourites, like Wolverine and Spider-Man, can help distinguish brawls from one another. Battle for Earth revolves around the Secret Invasion story, where a race of shapeshifters known as the Skrull invade Earth and other realms of the universe, forcing the Avengers to unite against a changing foe as they are sabotaged from within. Across 40 stages, which feature predetermined opponents often donning the green skin of the Skrull, you can blow through this mode in around 2 hours, with most fights being a cakewalk. The only fight where you're in serious jeopardy of losing a round is the final fight. Arcade sets up a 10-match gauntlet with a small selection of unlockable costumes offered as tribute. Challenges offer training as well as special scenarios, and Versus lets you use Wiimotes to fight against a friend. Co-op is also available for arcade and story, but isn't enough to make these modes fun.
Leave my neighborhood.
Versus.
You're in my sights.
The presentation is pretty basic too, looking like a higher resolution Wii game at times. Characters have a light lick of cell shading, but lack detail or fluid animations. Panel cutscenes fit nicely, even if they're so short they add little to the narrative. But the scenery quickly becomes very repetitive, with only 5 separate areas which look completely underwhelming. Performance is a bit uneven too, with frequent stutters and weird visual bugs if you pause on occasions. The sound is bare too, with a handful of tracks, canned lines that repeat far too often, and uneven effects that lack impact. Serving as Ubisoft's first crack at a Marvel game, Avengers Battle for Earth proves a disappointing waste of the lauded franchise. Its admirable attempts to utilise the capabilities of the console backfire, resulting in a rote fighting experience that is severely short on depth. Fighters lack distinction between one another, the bare content can be blown through within hours, and everything just smacks of a game rushed to shelves without much thought beyond the basic concept. With a bevy of better fighting games on the Wii U, and even stronger fighting games starring Marvel characters, Battle for Earth proves hard to recommend for anyone but the most dedicated fans of the comic giant.
KO.